This is the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Welcome to this edition of the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. I am your host, John Solberg. And this episode is being brought to you by The Butcher Shop, purveyors of highly sought-after 100% Australian non-crossbred Wylara 9 Plus briskets, and as always, they're hand-picked out just for you. The Butcher Shop has been retailing the finest meats for the past 15 years. Every week, they're shipping out competition-quality meats to many of the biggest teams in the competition scene across the nation. Simply put, teams who use The Butcher Shop win, and they win often. So you're not a competitor, but you still have an eye for the finer cuts? Great news, The Butcher Shop is shipping some of the finest prime, dry-aged Australian Wagyu and Japanese Wagyu steaks to people just like you and me who aspire to be the kings and queens of their cul-de-sacs. The Butcher Shop always has Berkshire, Compart Duroc, Allegiance Duroc, and Prairie Fresh all-natural pork in stock, and again, it is always hand-picked for you. Now, you might be saying, John, oh, that sounds great, but I want to try something exotic. Well, you can't get any more exotic than camel. So they're going to pick you out some camel if you want it, and they're going to ship it right out to you. That's right, camel. So let's review. The best competition briskets? Check. The best pork selection? Check. Giving you a better overall option to cook at home? Check. So give The Butcher Shop a call today, 850-458-8782. 850-458-8782. Be sure you mention the BBQ Central Show for 10% off your entire order each and every time. You can also check out their Facebook, facebook.com/thebutchershop. Shop is spelled S-H-O-P-P-E. Give them a follow while you're there as well. The Butcher Shop, home of the 100% Australian non-crossbred Wylara briskets. And let's take a jump back to 2019, and Greg catches up with Ray Lampe, Dr. Barbecue himself.
Okay, well, joining me is the original first Tuesday of the month guest, Ray Lampe. Doctor?
Hey, Greg. How are you?
You are sounding dynamic tonight, Ray.
Well, we had a little test run yesterday, as you know, and we fixed everything.
We sound really good right now, both you and I. I was just telling everybody at the top of the show how I was doing a whole bunch of file move-overs from one drive to the next, and my Dr. Barbecue thing didn't make it for some reason. So next month we'll have that lined up, and we'll be back to normal with your nurse, Greg Rempe, but many different things to talk about. Missed you in January, so here we are in February. Man, I can't believe we're already in February now, right? So, man, oh man, where do we start? How about the restaurant? I mean, we're a good 3+ months in now, right?
Yep. Three and a half-ish, I don't know, sometime in the middle of October. And yeah, 3.5 months, and things are still going strong. You anticipate a really good start with all the publicity we had, and then you worry about a little dip in there. And so far, knock on wood, no dip. And then we just got Friday, we just were named like one of the top 10 restaurants in Tampa Bay, which was unheard of for a new restaurant and a barbecue restaurant. So hopefully that's going to help us continue the spike. And so far, so good, man. We're having a blast.
What's the publication or the outlet that named you into the top 10?
Tampa Bay Times, which is the big paper for the area.
So will you...
A lot of people don't realize that the Tampa Bay market's the 11th biggest market in the country. I mean, it sort of gets not recognized because there's a couple cities here, and it's you don't think about it, but it's a big market.
How close is St. Pete to Tampa? Because I think maybe unfairly they get lumped right together.
Yeah, we do for sure. We get lumped with Clearwater as well.
Yeah, right.
But we're kind of out. We're the guys out on the peninsula. You know, if you know how Tampa Bay looks, there's a bay there, and it's Tampa Bay, and Tampa is on the inland. Clearwater's up at the top, and we are the peninsula, which is really the nice. You know, we got all the nice weather down here. We got the beaches. There's no beaches in Tampa. The beaches are all in Clearwater and St. Pete, and so we kind of, it's one of them places where there's always a constant little bitch fight between our side is better than yours, but I think St. Pete's the winner.
Well, yeah, it's like here in Cleveland, east side is the best side, or if you're on the west side is the best side. And the west side never crosses over 77, and the east side never crosses over 77. It's like the line of demarcation. So I understand exactly what you're talking about. Ray Lampe joining me here on the show. Ray, so does the restaurant do a lot of marketing like going out and trying to get on TV stations and social media and all this stuff to keep the name out there? Or is it just organically out there now, and after 3.5 months, it's just growing on its own?
No, both, but no, we're not afraid to do that. Frankly, that's why I was a viable partner for them, because that's what I do. I can get some attention for stuff, and they're really good at it as well. But we also have on staff marketing people. We have a big PR company out of Miami now. We just switched, but we're not trying to do it all organically. We spend money and we do it very professionally. I mean, it's a different way to do it. To some people, I'm not against trying to do it organically, but boy, you get a big bang when you start spending some money.
Last time you were on, Ray, we had talked about, and the restaurant had really just been open for a handful of weeks at that point. And we talked about, were there items on the menu that you thought were really going to be bang up hits that might have ended up being misses, and there had been some menu revisions? So let me ask you now, almost 4 months into it, have there been further revisions or adjustments to the menu now?
The only thing we've changed since this first wave is the potato salad. We just couldn't. We tried to make this sort of oil and vinegar potato salad with purple and white little fingerling potatoes, and it was pretty cool, but it wasn't. People didn't want that. For one, we screwed it up a bunch of times early on, but even so, that wasn't what people wanted. They wanted so we started thinking about, okay, we got to do something with this. So we asked Lee, our pit master, and he said, well, my aunt, what the heck was her name? Aunt Tilly or something has a potato salad recipe. I'll get that for us. So he gets it, and he said, well, I got my mom's version and my aunt's version, and they're very similar. He said, but it's country as hell. And we were like, yes, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. He once described it as a sort of a deviled egg in a potato salad. So now we're very mainstream with that, and people like it again. But that's the only thing, though. Everything else we've sort of left alone. And we're seeing a few things that aren't doing as well as others, but it's really so far so good. I mean, we look like geniuses at the moment. Ask me again next month, but at the moment we look real smart.
Lee Jasper is still invigorated and ready for the task of pitmaster.
Yeah, man, you got to have him on one of these days, because he is the.
Yeah, I would love to.
He's an obsessed young man with cooking barbecue. He just loves it. There's nothing makes Lee happier than loading the smoker, and he's obsessed with it. And he's getting to be pretty good at talking to folks about it too. So I'll line you up with him. Ray
Lampe joining me here on the show for the monthly Ask Dr. Barbecue segment. Ray, what's the best comment you've gotten on the restaurant so far? And then conversely, what's the most bizarre comment you've gotten so far?
Find out what Ray had to say over at the BBQCentralShow.com. Link in today's show notes will take you to the complete episode. Man, there was a lot of back and forth on this restaurant when it was just leading up to getting open. I think it took them like 47 years to get this restaurant open. Is that right? Somebody let me know. Send me an email, Jon, Jon, at the BBQCentralShow.com. I'm pretty sure it was like 47 years from concept to open on that restaurant. Man, seems like yesterday. Anyway, hey, thank you so much for listening. Until next time on the best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less, I am your host, Jon Solberg. I look forward to talking to you again soon.